The next time you drive down University Boulevard, look around you. What do you see? Just a bunch of restaurants, right? Wrong. If you look closer, you'll notice the changing landscape that is the restaurant industry. Companies like Chipotle, Blaze Pizza, Bento, and Splito have become the popular places to catch up with friends and get a bite to eat, while your average sit-down restaurant is comparable to a Scooby-Doo ghost town. All over the country, fast casual restaurants like these are gaining market share over their competitors. But what about these places makes us want to drive that extra half mile, or wait that extra 10 minutes? What does that say about us, the consumer, and our preferences when deciding where to spend our hard-earned cash? And we'll become the tastemakers, the chefs and restaurateurs who make it their goal to bring flavors and concepts from far-flung corners of the world to your neighborhood establishment. Throughout this paper, I will break down the consequences of our decisions and what they mean for the future of the restaurant industry. 2 decades ago, one would have thought that fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King would still be ruling the restaurant industry with an iron fist. However, due to technological advancements, the fast casual model of dining has gone from what was thought of as a gimmick to the future of the restaurant industry. By catering to customer needs instead of cost drivers, fast casual restaurants flip the concept of a profitable restaurant on its head. This is because they realize that price is not the only determining factor in their customers' buying decision. The value and quality of their meals hold much more importance in their customers' eyes. Owners of fast casual restaurants also realize that their customers are not just looking for a filling station, but a place that reinforces who they are and what they believe in. To quote Paul Barron's book, The Chipotle Effect, it is about consumers having allies who would aid them in escaping the tacky plastic orbit of fast food or the overstuffed vibe of fine dining, and bringing a new kind of ambiance into their daily lives. They wanted choices that reflected their artistic taste and cultural identity. This change in thought allowed places like Starbucks and Chipotle to steal some of the market share away from the fast food giants and gain the international attention they have today. The advances our society has made in technology facilitated the speedy growth of the fast casual model. Thanks to increasing availability to modern tech coupled with easily accessible user interfaces, there is an unprecedented level of global interconnectedness that has never been reached before. It is not far-fetched to say within a couple of decades it will be possible to communicate with people on opposite corners of the world clearly and without the problems of linguistic and cultural barriers. What this means for the restaurant industry is fewer obstacles in the transportation of resources and more markets in which to grow. However, as you grow more and more connected, local traditions and norms will begin to give way to new global traditions and norms, ultimately having the effect of undermining local cultural heritage. Eventually, we will reach a day where every industry has a globally uniform manner in which they operate, with only superficial differences depending on the region. While this characteristic does provide for increased efficiency, it could have a long-term negative effect on our newly emerging globalized society. With much of the world adapting to Western culture and incorporating our business methods, the fast casual model will become the worldwide standard for the restaurant industry. I believe that if we do continue on this track towards a globalized culture, that we do not lose sight of what made individual cultures unique. By continuously pushing towards peak efficiency, we are creating a trade-off between speed and creativity. Presentation is the manner in which a restaurant chooses to arrange their product and the platform on which it is delivered. The format in which we design fast casual restaurants does not provide much room for creativity in presentation due to the necessity of uniformity and simplicity. At a typical fast casual, your options are limited to options in a base, a protein, and toppings. The importance of presentation lies in an old saying amongst foodies and chefs that you eat with your eyes first. Scientifically, the saying has a lot of merit. Taste is not the only sense that affects the way we perceive food. In fact, taste, smell, and flavor have shown to be altered by visual stimuli. If light travels fastest, then the sight of your food will be the first sensory experience of your meal. If the presentation of your meal does not match their expectations, then you are less likely to be satisfied with your meal. As managers, we need to take this into account when deciding how much time we allow our chefs to prepare their product. As we continue on a path towards higher efficiency, competitive advantages will be harder to implement in operations. The advantage will come in the form of what catches the customer's eye and holds it the longest. To achieve this, I believe owners must focus on creating and maintaining changing styles of presentation that evoke the excitement of exotic foods in a world that has seen it all. If they do not innovate, they will stagnate, become boring to their customers, and fall by the wayside. This will require future owners to keep up with state-of-the-art technology and apply it to their offerings in ways not thought of before, providing the average person the opportunity to try flavors and concepts that would normally be out of reach. I believe this will take place through the adoption of molecular gastronomy kitchens as well as research and development labs, employing scientists who are knowledgeable in physics, chemistry, and biology and challenging them to create alternatives to the already played-out methods of presentation that can be seen in today's fast casual chains. I believe this will be the next stage restaurant innovators will focus on due to the fact that the methods of production are nearing perfection. The fast casual model is flexible and efficient enough to meet the needs of any type of cuisine. The cafeteria-style method of serving allows for multiple variations in setup and design, as well as cutting down on the time it takes to deliver the meal to the customer. This allows restaurateurs and their chefs more time to focus on innovative presentation and quality of food because less energy is wasted on tweaking methods of production, as it is already at its most efficient. In effect, it will allow for even the most complex concepts to be produced efficiently without any loss of quality. Hopefully, in another 2 decades, you'll be able to drive down University Boulevard and base your decisions solely on the type of cuisine you prefer, as high levels of quality and efficiency will become commonplace and expected.